Erik, Herz Media Platform, thanks for joining me.
Yes, thank you.
So, talk to me a little bit about where you sit in the live webcasting ecosystem.
Sure. We are webcasting software, and we deploy that software in the Amazon EC2 cloud, and we offer it as a software as a service. So we offer the full webcasting event management, including setting up events, scheduling events, branding your player so that it has all the logos and attributes for your company. You can upload PowerPoint presentations, we do polling and surveys. Continuing medical education is a pretty common application for us. We'll do certificates, and you can actually come in and get scored and get credits for online learning and training packages.
So within that ecosystem, you had just mentioned off camera that if I use something like Wirecast or Livestream Procaster, those can basically hook into your platform.
Well, we definitely use a variety of encoder sources. So Wirecast is a great one where it can produce the event and then send a single flash video stream up into our servers, and from there we'll treat them as a source. But to answer your question and to describe our software a little bit more, it's common where people will actually use a webcam instead, or they might just use the free Flash Media Live Encoder software, or they might use a high-end production appliance like a Digital Rapids. All those can be sources into the webcast, and from the webcast console as a producer, you can on-the-fly switch between these multiple sources. Also, you can create a high-quality HD video on-demand package and switch between live and on-demand. So a typical webcast webinar event might be a moderator starts with a webcam, then cuts to a packaged video, and then might later go to a professional live feed from another source.
PowerPoint.
And then with that, we'll mix up PowerPoint and have polling and chat, QA, all the sort of interactive elements are part of it. Seeing now more demand for embedding Twitter feeds and Facebook chat. We have that. We have PayPal integration and certificates, so you can actually get continuing medical education credit.
Got it. So so at a show like this, I mean, what are you hearing from sort of people walking by your booth? What are some of the things that they're looking for?
Well, a couple of exciting things are happening. One is that we're seeing a lot of large enterprises moving from traditional Windows Media Multicast technology to Flash Multicast technology. So we uniquely have the ability to multicast Flash video as part of this webcasting application, and that's changing the way enterprises are deploying. Right now, they have to choose between their enterprise deployment with Windows Media and their outside the firewall solution, which is much more typically Flash. What we tell them is it should be Flash both outside the firewall and inside the firewall, whether you're streaming out over Akamai to tens of thousands of people or whether you're streaming via multicast to tens of thousands of people internally. So for example, we do that at AT&T. We have tens of thousands of employees watching these live webcasts via multicast technology. That's pretty exciting. The other thing that we're hearing is strong demand for the iPad. So the iPad has really disrupted the way people are producing webcast events, but also the infrastructure that's required to actually deliver these events. And one of the things that we do that's very unique is we have a rich media immersive application on the iPad that has video, synchronized PowerPoint, surveys, other elements, questions and answers. So we actually have a rich media experience on the iPad, live and on demand. Our competitors have just video or maybe just slides. We actually have the whole rich media experience on the iPad. That's been very popular here.
And how's that video being delivered to the iPad? I mean, obviously it's not Flash video.
It's not Flash, no Flash on the iPad, but Adobe was pretty savvy. What they did is they decided to actually allow people to reach both the iPad and Flash from the same Adobe server. So what we do is we bring H.264 video sources into our application, which is running with the Adobe servers, and Adobe will actually simultaneously package that as RTMP for the Flash player and HLS for the iPad. So what we did is we built a great Flash application and we built an HTML5 application, and one URL will automatically redirect to the appropriate HTML5 or Flash player and consume the H.264 video either as Flash video or HLS.
Got it. Have you been in any of the sessions?
I just went to the Reader's Choice where we were a finalist for online video platform, but I haven't gone to any of those sessions. What did you see that you recommended?
Well, I was actually going to ask there was anything anybody said that was controversial or that piqued your interest, but since you haven't been to any,
I've been doing
an irrelevant question.
I've been doing the booth all day. I've had booth duty, so mostly just listening to people who come from the sessions. So nothing particular that I've heard that's controversial there. Another trend I think that's interesting is a lot of transcoding services. So it's nice that Stream Media now has transcoding services as a category, and I do believe that there's some sessions on transcoding as a service. That's definitely something we're looking at to see. We'll probably partner with someone, and one of my jobs here is to find out who's the right partner to partner with to provide transcoding as a service for our platform.
Okay, so when you're evaluating partners, what kind of questions are you asking them?
Well, I'm interested in the basics, whether they have support Flash and HLS, whether they do multiple bit rates, ABR, so we can do adaptive. That's all sort of the basics. But when I drill in a little detail, I want to have, my questions are, what's your ingress protocol? So I want to make sure that they support, say, RTMP as an ingress protocol, or what the other options are. And there's a range. Some will provide traditional RTMP, which is important. Others will do MPEG-2 transport stream and forward error correction. So there's as everything gets standardized around H.264 and even standardized around some of the broadcast technologies like MPEG-2 transport streams, you'll actually have people using that as part of their ingress for transcoding. And my challenge is some customers I have use Flash Media Live encoder software, and so RTMP is fine. But others, frankly, have broadcast equipment and want to figure out how to get transport stream in. So it's a pretty exciting new thing, and as part of this, people are developing platforms that will meet those requirements. But that's really what I'm asking about, is whether they support the basics in terms of Flash and iPad support, adaptive, and then whether their ingress protocol is Flash or transport stream or what.
As we look forward to 2012, where do you sort of see the most, what markets do you project the most growth from for your company?
Right. A couple big things. I mean, there's one is just the transformation of enterprise video from Windows Media Multicast to Flash Multicast and to iPad. When I talk to Fortune 500 companies, I hear frequently that people say, what I've heard, here's an example. Our company just deployed iPads to our entire sales fleet, and they want to use an iPad to do demonstrations. They want to reach the iPad for video. So I'm hearing that all the time. And it's also a transformation of IT from centrally controlled, lockdown desktop images to bring your own device. So lots of bring your own device. And so that's a great opportunity for us, where people, because they have to support the iPad now, are rethinking their entire video infrastructure. And it's a great opportunity for us to step in and provide that solution. That's going to be a great point of growth for us. The other is webcasting events, outside the firewall events. So we're working with service providers like OnStream Media, for example, is our partner, and OnStream Media provides thousands of events and is using our software to power many events. And that business seems to be growing. Some of the competitors in that space include, say, On24 and TalkPoint. Those companies are doing tens of thousands of webcast events out there, and that seems to just be growing. So that's a very exciting opportunity for us, is to power all the webcasting service providers who want to be sort of like On24, but have a self-service platform. Another kind of interesting data point that we see is an interest in integration with video conferencing equipment. So we have talking with folks about integrating a video conferencing workflow into the application. But in that webcasting service provider event model, the big trend in the industry is towards self-service, going away from a full-service model where you have self-service and also lowering production costs through remote presenters. So one of the things that people are asking for, especially like associations, they want to do small webcast events. They don't want to spend thousands of dollars. But what they can do with our platform is produce a webcast event, and then they can actually just email a presenter a link to join with their webcam as part of the webcast from different cities, and they can produce an event just with laptops and webcams in a way that today, or yesterday, people would do with a lot of production equipment and on-site. So seeing a lot more frequency and ease of use and self-service in the event production business.
All right, well, Erik, thanks for sitting down.
Okay, thank you.